Hey, what's up guys, Riff here. So today we're going to talk about the recent Filian drama. Now, she is no stranger to controversy. People have been trying to cancel her for many years now. And when you look at what they've been trying to cancel her for up until this point, a lot of it is just virtue signaling over edgy jokes she's made, or some people being uncomfortable with the fact that she has AI components to some of her platforms. But what we're going to talk about today, the most recent controversy, is a pretty legitimate one and one that people have a lot of strong feelings about, and it's worth talking about today because as I covered this on stream as it was unfolding, people had very mixed reactions to what they were seeing. So I want to show you guys everything we know up until now, and you can make an opinion for yourself based on what we're going to go through. So let's start with Filian here. She has multiple VR chat related models. This is her main one, and this will be the subject of the first round of controversy in this video. So recently she announced that she is doing a collaboration with Good Smile Company. This is a company that makes various figures. It is a pretty big deal for an indie VTuber to get a collaboration with this company. It's also important to note that it says Good Smile US. This is just their US Twitter account. The company is based in Japan. And this is the product that they were going to launch. It is a Filian Nendoroid. You can see her model right here. And this would be promoted by Filian with this quote saying, "uh-oh," which would age very poorly because only hours after saying this, all of the controversy would unfold. So what happened? Well, if you see this tweet, which would be eventually deleted by Good Smile, it was hit with 2 community notes. The first one saying Filian's model is a recolor of the model Rindo by Jingo. The TOS of said model stated that making merchandise of the model is prohibited without the creator's permission. And the creator themselves had also said that they weren't informed about this. Jingo, the original creator of Filian's character and model, which has never been credited properly, did not give Filian permission for any of the merch she's decided to produce. They were only informed after the announcement. So a lot going on there. So let's check out the sources of these notes. Beginning with the artist Jingo. This is a Japanese artist who makes VR chat models and puts them onto Booth. You can see this is the model in question. It's called Rindo. It is not, very importantly, this is not a free model. It is one that costs about $40. And you can see right here, comparing Rindo to the model that Filian's been using for years. It's very obvious that this version that Filian is using is just a white version of this Rindo model. I think that is not even up for dispute at this point. It's just basically a white version of this pre-existing model that was behind a paywall. And if you go to Booth's terms of service, you'll see that you have permission for things like live streams and what have you, but they're very clear on one thing, and that is the use for tangible goods. If you are going to use these models, these paid models, for merchandise, you need to contact the licensor, the artist who created that model, and that'll be very important. So here is the artist. They made a lengthy statement that's been viewed by millions of people on Twitter already. They say this: "Hello, I'm Jingo. This morning we received many inquiries regarding the announcement made on the Good Smile Company account about the production of a Nendoroid figure of the VTuber Rindo. I was currently traveling when I contacted you, so it took some time for me to find out the situation. Regarding the production of the VTuber Nendoroid figure based on Rindo, I was unable to receive any prior contact from Good Smile Company or the VTuber regarding production-related matters. From my perspective, I was very confused by the fact that a company was planning to produce a figurine based on my character and that I had never heard anything about this. We have currently contacted Good Smile Company and the VTuber in question and are awaiting for a response. It's not an individual issue, so it's going to take some time for everything to come together. Please be aware of this and be patient while we wait for the results." So based on these statements, I think it's pretty clear what this artist is trying to say. They're saying that they're blindsided by this collaboration because they have never known about their model being used by Filian, and they never gave commercial rights to Filian or Good Smile for this collaboration on the Nendoroid. Now, in response to this, there's been several questions people have been asking. First, people are asking, well, how did Good Smile not know about this? How did they not know that Filian didn't have the commercial rights to this model? Well, I don't think it's too surprising that they didn't know. I think at this point, someone like her, you would expect that she has the IP and commercial rights for the model. I mean, that's just the standard practice. And as someone who's worked with merch companies, several merch companies, typically the first step is them asking you outright to confirm that you have the IP and commercial rights for your model. In fact, I know at least one of the companies she has made merch with outright asks you that as the first step towards launching your collaboration. So it would probably be an assumption on Good Smile's behalf that she had the commercial rights to this. Now, the next question is, how did this Japanese artist not know about Filian using the model? And I think that's kind of ridiculous. I think it's not too surprising that a Japanese artist would not have heard of an English VTuber. Like, as popular as Filian is in the English-speaking scene, I don't think she's that big in Japan, so I'm not surprised if a Japanese artist just hasn't seen this come across yet. And on top of that, there's also claims, based on some clips that Filian has made, that she might not have even bought this model in particular. It sounds like, based on a clip we're about to watch, that she might have ripped these models for free. So she wasn't even a client of this Japanese artist. So there really would be absolutely no connection between them if this clip is referring to this model.
You are so beautiful. I'm so glad that you like this model that I paid $0 for and I'm using for free. So what I did was I went and ripped the model from VRChat illegally. I uploaded it into some software that I downloaded off the internet, which is the same software I'm still using today. Because I saw this girl DM video. She recommended this software called Luppet. I said, okay, that'll work. So then I did that.
So if the model she's referring to in those clips is that model, the Rindo model, that would add another layer to this, because not only would she not have the commercial rights to make merch based on this model, she wouldn't even have the rights to the model itself, which would be another layer of trouble here. And you can see, right? For years, she's been making merch on this, and because she doesn't have certain rights, like at the very least the commercial rights, it puts additional parties into a difficult situation. You can see there's other products she's made using this model for merch-related purposes. So now you got multiple parties involved in a potential copyright situation. You have the merch companies, you have Filian, and you have the artists from Japan, and they're all being connected in an international situation here, and it's getting really messy. And a lot of people have compared this situation to Neurosima and Beetle. And that is a example of how to properly evolve from using a default model. So in case you don't know, the original Neurosima model is actually a default VTuber model from VTube Studio. It's an app you pay for. It is the app I'm using to put my VTuber model in right now, as you're seeing. And they have this default model that anyone who has VTube Studio can use and go ahead and live stream and do all that kind of stuff with it. But when it comes to merch, the smart move, as Beetle did, is to get your own VTuber model, to go away from default models where there might be issues with licensing and merchandise and all that stuff, and make a unique model. And that's what they did. It's obviously referencing this original VTuber default model here, but it's unique enough to make merch off of. And a lot of people have been comparing the Neurosima situation to Filian, who did not take those extra steps to go out there and get a upgraded model so she wouldn't have to worry about commercial rights and things like that. And unfortunately for her, it was already looking pretty bad, but another Japanese artist would come forward to share some bad news. We are now switching to Komodo. This is a Japanese artist who also sells VRChat models on Booth. And this is the model in question called Mint. As you can see, it is another one that you have to pay for. It is not free to use. And if you're familiar with Filian's content, you know she has alternate models, and this one would look very familiar because she has used it not only for streaming, but also for merch as well. I think there is no debating it. That is the Mint model right there that Filian is using for a skin in this game. On top of that, there's other U2s here. There's debate on whether this is the Mint model or the Rindo model, but either way, it's one of the two. So another example of merch being based off of these two models that she does not have the commercial rights to, because as this second artist would say, they are aware and receiving a large number of inquiries regarding a specific VTuber. Regarding this matter, we would like to inform you that the sales model Mint was used as an original character, selling stuffed toys, distributing skins in racing games. No permission is given for the following. When using avatars, please comply with the terms of use. So now we got two different Japanese artists claiming that their VRChat models were being used for merchandise that they did not give the licensing rights to. Now, whether this evolves into a legal issue in terms of copyright, that's one thing that'll unfold or not unfold. But the one thing that definitely is clear is this isn't a good look. Like, you have to be honest here. Like, this is not a very good look for Filian one way or another unless she can clarify a lot of things right now. And the way things are going right now, Good Smile has deleted their tweet and Filian has deleted her quote retweet of their promotional post. So obviously there's something going on in the background and she really needs to get on top of this because this is a pretty legitimate issue. I think it's something she needs to address. It's not a good look. And she had ample time to remedy the situation by upgrading her model or at the very least trying to get commercial rights for the model she was using. There's a lot going on here. But the reason I think this situation has gotten so much attention and really sparked such hostile reactions from people is because of what I mentioned at the beginning of this video. People have been looking for opportunities to cancel Filian for a long time, and I think a lot of the things that people have been trying to cancel her for up until this point were a lot of nothing burgers, but this one is legitimate, and now they're all excited and trying to cancel her and bring up all the old stuff and lumping it in with this recent merchandise situation. You can see responses like this to the original tweet made by Good Smile. This person saying, "Filian, what does it feel like? You're about to be sued if you don't take the merchandise off the market or the creator a lot of money. The original creator of Rindo is coming after you for using his model for merch," which is a lie. Nobody's coming after anyone, at least what we know publicly. There's no lawsuits or anything being filed. They just expressed their confusion about this situation and added in some necessary details for people to understand what's actually going on here. But you can see it's a gleeful, vindictive attitude a lot of people have about this situation. I've seen a lot of tweets like this listing off all of the war crimes she's committed. This person saying, "Let's recap. Made a tasteless George Floyd joke on stream. Uses AI art to make money on Fansly. Bought a VR chat model for $50 without getting permission. She has been making merch out of that model without compensation or credit to the OG creator." So as you can see, people are bringing up all of the past controversies while they're bringing up this current one, trying to fully cancel her. And I think it's pretty unnecessary to bring up the past stuff. Like, a lot of that is the product of virtue signaling and people on Twitter trying to cancel people over edgy jokes or the AI function she has on her Fansly account. I think the main issue here and the one controversy that has any real impact on her reputation and how she's being perceived by people right now is the current one. I think right now it is a bad look. No matter how you look at the situation, based on what we know, it is a bad look for Filian and how she might have treated these artists and the rights that they have to these models. And that is something she should probably address and something that she seems like she's working on behind the scenes because there have been multiple deleted tweets and it seems like the parties are talking at some level. And really the next thing that's going to happen is probably a statement from Filian, and we'll see if there's any additional details to come out of that. But for now, people have very mixed reactions to this, and I'm curious what you guys think about the situation, how you view Filian and these concerns people have over the situation. Feel free to leave all of that in the comments section down below. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if anything new comes out, I'll let you know. But for now, I'll see you next time.